Hello, this is Pagan MC here, and welcome back to Nekopara. Last episode, I'm trying to do a little recap, but not too far back. We're with the cat girls, we went to the amusement park. Hazel got a little bit embarrassed about being referred to as their catpanion, or girlfriend, well, boyfriend, and they're his girlfriends, kind of thingamajig. And we are now back at the pastry. Oh yeah, and we left off. The two girls, Chocolate and Vanilla, had went off to the toilet, and then he ended up talking to some some lady there who was handing out balloons for the theme park. And then Chocolate and Vanilla got incredibly upset, and we went off to go and tell him that it's perfectly fine. Just because he's talking to another female doesn't mean that he's having an affair or something. Anyway, it ended up for that, and we're now back at the apartment. Hey, Chocolate, Vanilla, the bath's ready. Oh. Hey, Chocolate, Vanilla. Obviously, this is the same day then as the amusement park. We've just got back. Oh. I guess they were playing all day after all. Well, of course there were you with them. I looked at their sleeping faces while they snored away on the sofa. Don't bonk them on the head. I haven't had much time for them up until now, huh? I knew that they were more attached to me than Shiguri. But for the past few months, I'd been getting ready to move. I was so focused on myself that I didn't have time to play with them. I'm really surprised that things have gone this far. When I first took them home, I had never imagined any of this happening. Owning my own shop one day, and having these two follow after me, and then ending up in this sort of relationship with them. But thanks to them, every day is fun. I placed my hand gently on their precious cheeks. Don't bonk them. Meow. Why I? Meow. Why, sorry, Chocolate nodded off like. Preparations finished. I'll help too. I finished all the preparations for tomorrow. It's fine, just go back to sleep. I patted the heads of the two sleeping cat girls. Okay, let's pat it is okay. Don't bonk them. I set them back down on the sofa as they tried to get up. Today really was really fun. Chocolate is really happy that you remembered. Us saying that we wanted to go there, Master. Going to the amusement park and the aquarium for the first time was a lot of fun. We got to take lots of pictures together too. It'll be a wonderful memory. What a kind and gentle smile. They lowered their gazes as if savouring their bliss. Thank you so much, Master. Chocolate loves you. Bouncy boobs. Kiss. Not so bouncy boobs. I'm thankful too. Chocolate and Vanilla laid their heads on my shoulders. After touching my cheeks with their soft lips, I had a lot of fun too, thanks. I gave each of them a kiss on the forehead. Wow, Chocolate really loves you, Master. Just being together like this makes my heart race. My chest feels warm, Master. I understand. My heart is racing too. Master, my body feels a bit restless because you want to get jiggy with it. I was pressed between two sets of sultry eyes. I'm not so oblivious that I didn't know what they were getting at. Still in heat, huh? They both shook their heads silently. Chocolate thinks this doesn't have anything to do with her being in heat. Chocolate just loves Master so much. So much that she just wants to have sex like. Chocolate was taught that she must be modest while studying for the bell test. But is this okay? Damn fucking right. I don't think I've ever had any girlfriend come up to you. Can we have sex, please? Damn right. You don't say no to that. Unless you're like in a public place and there's people around. But if the time's appropriate, yeah. Chocolate. When I'm in heat, it feels like my body is forcing me to be lewd. But this time, it feels like my heat is making my body lewd. I heard that it's normal to have sex after going on a date if you like them. You love us, right, master? Vanilla. She spoke smoothly, as she lured me in with her soft and sensual gaze. To really think that you even need to ask at this point. I love both of you. And to their small, thin lips, I then placed a lover's kiss. Yeah, that's just like master. You're so pretentious, even though you're never honest. They both embraced me tightly in satisfaction. Then let us do you today. Then let us do us today. That doesn't make any friggin' sense, or is it just me? Then let us do you today, okay? Alright, basically, just let us have sex with you today, okay? That makes more sense. We're going to pay you back. Bow chicka wow wow. Master, were we able to satisfy you? You say yes. Never say anything else but yes. Yeah, we're both of us able to act like proper companions until the very end of our date. Yeah, both chocolate and vanilla were very cute. They're there. Yeah, that's great then. If Master is satisfied, then we're happy. Mostly talking in their sleep. They purred and rubbed their cheeks against mine. As I also drifted into a slumber. I continued to pet them gently on the head. We'll take a bath together tomorrow when we wake up. I'll wash your hair and bodies and clean you both up. What did he do to them if he has to clean them up? Chocolate is so happy I bathed together. I'd like you to dry my hair after too. Yeah, of course, I'll brush it too. Yeah, I'm so happy being treated so... Yeah, I'm so happy being treated so dearly by Master. Happiness of not only being a house cat girl, but also a cat companion. As mumbles spilled from their lips, their voices trailed off, making it sound like they were talking in their sleep. Well, they kind of were. I gently embraced both of their heads. Chokehold! The way they embraced the heads, you just have like this feeling of where his arms is here. Like, you know, like the biceps around the heads. I embraced their heads. It should be like, I don't know, embraced. I guess like he's put his hand on the heads on the back as his arms are going up from the sides. Move the cursor over. Whispering into their ears with all my heart. Let's do our best together, the three of us. Yeah, yes, Mr. Chocolate and Vanilla. Yes, it'll be always so fun and happy. Yeah, we'll have fun and we'll be so happy. I made that promise to my beloved companions. At some point, I melted into this blissful moment and drifted off to sleep. Nekopara. Are we in the bath then? For some nuddy shots? Or safe nuddy shots if there is such a thing. Ooh! Ooh! I thought we were going to see bath nuddy shots. I guess we've kind of already had that with the shower anyway. So, next morning, Shiguri. It's from overwork. From now, you need to let your body rest. When you said Nisama seemed odd, I flew over here to see what was the matter. Oh, Nisama, just what am I supposed to do with you, for heaven's sake? Sitting next to the bed, Shiguri let out a big sigh. Overwork? What's that like? More formally, it's called chronic fatigue, but to put it simply, it's what happens when your body is too tired. But you were so energetic up until yesterday. When you become overtired, you can actually stop noticing how exhausted you are. You mean if you get too tired, you become energetic? Then... Lush. Oh, so this is the next morning then. Lush. For the record, it's not what you two are thinking. Just what you're saying, Chutler is thinking about. I think it's the fault of the person who causes misunderstandings. Now, we can dust in Nisama's prowess later. But for now, we should get him to a clinic. Wait a minute, what was that casual remark just now? Nisama, said I love you. It was just my usual whisper of love. I'm just reading this. Yeah, I remember getting fatigue once, like chronic fatigue. It was back. I don't know if anyone's ever had it before. No, I'm totally going completely off the topic there when he said it. One of my last jobs quite a few years ago was in sales. And I worked for 7 weeks without a day off. Because I needed the money and we were getting overtime. And I was a deputy manager at the time. And I was working between 3 different shops. And after the 7th week, I ended up being off ill for a week. Because I woke up one morning and collapsed. And that was it. You can only work for so long and for so hard until your body just says no. The brain can only go so far, override the body until the body's like, that's it. I've had enough. Tough. I'm giving up. Anyway, so yeah, complete diversion there. Some fatty tuna fell out of Shiguri's sleeve. Fatty tuna? Yeah, it's super fatty tuna. Why has she got tuna again? Oh my, please excuse me. Swipe. Just why did you bring that fatty tuna with you? She's clearly ready for everything. The 2 drooling cat girls behind her were ready for everything and anything too. Do I have no choice but to stop hiding things from Shiguri? In all seriousness though, depending on how bad he is, he might need to be hospitalized. I wouldn't have thought so. It doesn't matter how young you are or how much stamina you have. Chronic fatigue destroys your ability to recover. I don't think it's quite that. He hasn't gone that hard yet, or doesn't appear to have done anyway in the story. Hey, don't make a fuss just because I can't get up. I'm not just going to close the shop just because I'm a little dizzy. We're at a crucial time with our clientele increasing it all. Forget the store. If you keep this up, you could die, you know. Yeah, that is right. You're going to screw the shop. Well, for so long anyway. If you die, the bakery will close forever. Do you really want that? Master, you can't die. You absolutely can't. I don't want to be a widowed cat girl, Master. You can't. She was angry. Shiguri was clearly angry. From my experience, Shiguri was at her most upset when she smiled while angry. Even the cat girls themselves seemed pretty serious too. You guys say the scariest things sometimes. I'm merely stating objective fact. Well, it's fine. Once Nisama has departed this life, I won't be far behind him. She said that without missing a beat, smiling as usual. Please stop with jokes like that. Now do you understand where our concern is coming from? I guess. You'll get some rest then, right? Or would you prefer to be forced into an ambulance? My vague reply, her face started getting closer and closer. The pressure from her smile was terrifying. At this point, I didn't seem to have a choice. Got it? I'll be a good boy and get some sleep. No, what you want is a takeaway. A massive friggin' takeaway. It's got that much fat, salt, sugar. I used to have families to work really hard. It was the perfect, pick me up. And then have a good sleep. And you'd feel like a different person once you'd wake up. That's definitely better than being hospitalised. That's right. I like it when Nisama gives in to reason. Although, when Nisama doesn't give in, that's good in a way too, blush. Cut it out. I already said I'd be good and get some sleep. Shiguri gave a satisfied nod at my answer. At least for today, I'd give in. Plus, it was true that I couldn't work like this. Master, are you alright? Master, you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. There's no point in making this much of a fuss. Oh, that's really... Oh. Then that's good. Oh. It's not like that. This is normal behaviour for a cat girl. While Master is in pain, we'll yawn and stretch to relax and keep you. Well, I wasn't really going to say anything. Don't worry about it. Their long string of yawns was surreal. I guess it was pretty calming. I felt some muscles loosening up. It was like some sort of tension was draining from me. Chocolate, vanilla, could you close up shop for me? Yeah, leave it at that, chocolate. We're used to doing normal work tasks. Cat girls have some interesting behaviours, don't they? It's easy to remember that cat girls really are just cats when you live with them. Oh my, live with them, how brazen you are. Lay off, would you? Oh, you're not even strong enough to retort something back at me. You're so persistent. It's because I love you, Nisama. I really can't understand her definition of love. Yeah, it's definitely not the sibling love. It's the getting jiggy with it love, I'm sure of it. It's been like this ever since she was born. Oh god, now that sounds really wrong after what I just said. All joking aside though, why did you push yourself this far? You of all people should know your own body's limits. You said it yourself that if you get too tired, you don't notice it, right? You should have noticed before that. Don't try to evade the question. She sat up straight and stared at me intensely. We waited in silence for a while, yet she still stared at me without budging an inch. Seeing her persistence, I decided to give in and surrendered with a sigh. It's because I thought I had to work harder, I murmured, laying my head back in the pillow and looking at the ceiling. Recently, I went on a date with Chocolate and Vanilla. It was then it stuck with me that they're not just pets, but family, lovers even. So I didn't want them to have to work hard because of my choice to leave home. Which will happen anyway if you push yourself too hard and collapse. Well, it's your own fault our clientele increased so much. Oh, it's a bit harsh. Oh? Just what might you be talking about? I decided to not press further. Shiguri smiled slightly and tilted her head in response. If she was going to address that issue honestly, she would already have done so by now. That's how Shiguri has always been. I understand what you're saying, Nisama, but cat girls are clever. Clever enough to become family and even lovers to humans. And that's exactly why. She took a deep breath and looked at me with a kind of troubled smile. I think there would be a feeling of sadness to not be replied upon. Her smile stabbed at my heart. Those were the words that Chocolate and Vanilla would say about me. Now I'm sure these were Shiguri words too. Her smile pierced me and my words were trapped in my throat. Which isn't to say I don't like seeing Nesama working hard and taking things in his stride too. I wish he would say that I'm worthy of being relied upon. Do you think someone who pushes themselves until they drop can't be relied upon? Only Sama, you've always tried to do everything yourself, even when you were little. She spoke as if she was indulging a child's tantrum. Sitting next to me, she placed a small hand on my cheek and ever so slightly closed her eyes. Her slender, small arms warmth was so gentle and loving. The sniffers in my shoulder seemed to melt away. I'm sorry, Nisama. That's my vibrator on my phone. She looked at her phone and furrowed her brows. When Shiguri just sat there, motionless, I could pretty much figure out who it was, but it was Dad. It's from home, right? You should answer. I don't need to answer to know what they want. I left without saying where I was going. The cell phone in Shiguri's hand stopped ringing. Shiguri felt silent and gripped the cell phone tightly. Is it because I'm still a young girl? Or is it because I'm naive to the world? Or is that why I must do what mother and father ask of me? I want to be here. When Isamu is suffering, at the very least, let me be by his side. To be with him as a little sister, as family, is that not allowed? She spoke in a lonely, frustrated voice, with her face downturned. Her voice sounded soft, but was filled with a firm desire. You're so silly, Shiguri. Who cares whether you're allowed to or not? Huh? I thought he was going in for a kiss there or something, just the way it suddenly went, like, lights came in. Nisama. I sat up and wrapped my arms around Shiguri's shoulders. Shiguri let herself rest her head on my chest. I promised I'd look after you, and I will. Plus Chocolate and Vanilla here, so the three of us will be fine. You said that earlier yourself, remember? I whispered as gently as I could near Shiguri's ear. For her to be so attached to me, it honestly made me really happy. That was exactly why. I didn't want Shiguri to be as clumsy as I was. The fact was that Shiguru was still a child, and she still needed that family of ours. She didn't need me leading her astray. If they found out you'd come here, you'd never be able to come back, right? I couldn't bear it if that happened. Really? Of course. Why would I lie about that? What a very Nisama way of persuading people. Small shoulders shook happily. I probably didn't have to tell my precious little sister that she still gave a small nod at my words. I'll come again tomorrow to make it up to you, okay? Because I'm the only person that can take care of Nisama. Okay, just please don't go overboard. She hugged me tighter and placed her cheek on my chest. Screw was the same as chocolate and vanilla. Keeping those words to myself, I hugged her back. I think on this cliff thing, I'm looking at the time as well for the episode of them going it. Obviously, Chikula isn't happy that they're cuddling again and like they're friggin' brother and sister. I'm going to leave it here. Sorry for doing it right in the middle of something. And I'm going to see you next time.